Poker and cybersecurity. It is a game of skills, not luck. However, when my team first introduced me to the idea of this concept, I have to admit that it wasn't my favorite. Maybe because I'm not a poker player, or because as a cybersecurity practitioner, I know the luck has nothing to do with cybersecurity. However, I bought and read the biggest blog from Maria, and I watched a couple of videos too. And suddenly it was right there in front of me. We are making decisions all the time. And cybersecurity is not the difference. And the better decisions that we make in cybersecurity, the better that we're able to defend the organization that we are protecting. So let's kill luck out of the equation. It is not about luck in cybersecurity. Let's remove it from the equation. It has never been about luck. And the cybersecurity practitioners that are listening today to this event know that for sure. However, cybersecurity is a complex topic. There are many pieces involved. There are many pieces in movement within cybersecurity. And the fact and the truth is that the adversary has the ability to evolve infinitely. So it may look like luck, but it's not. However, for those of you that strongly believe in luck, I have some lucky numbers for you. These are the most active adversaries according to a recent report from CrowdStrike. APT 14, 27, 4, 38, 19, and 33. These groups have been responsible for some of the more complex attacks that we faced during 2020. Now, if it is not about law, then what it is about? Well, it is about a game of incomplete information. Life is a game of incomplete information. However, we play that game every day when we're selecting a movie. How many times we go into Netflix, select a movie, and we didn't like the movie, even though it has a 98% review on Rotten Tomatoes. It happens to me all the time. When we're using our dating app, well, I'm not using a dating app, but when you're using a dating app and you go into a blind date, you're making a decision with incomplete information. However, we're confident making those decisions. We're confident on the outcome that may come from those decisions. Well, like that, cybersecurity is a game of incomplete information. And it is like that for the defender and for the adversary. We do not control what the adversary will do. No matter how much time, patience, and effort we put into that, we will never control 100% how the adversary will react. What we can do control is how we assess the assets, the IT assets that we have in our infrastructure, and how we identify when an adversary is within our infrastructure. And if you see this slide right here, you're probably wondering who of these two guys or girl is the bad guy. Well, I will answer that for you. It is a game of incomplete information. When we're facing a game of incomplete information, the best that we can do is to map the information that we have under our control. And I'm sure Maria will make better example of that during his participation on this event. Now, the issue with cybersecurity is that we have incomplete information that is also uncertain. It changes all the time. That's why we make bad decisions when it comes to risk. There are essentially two types or three elements that I will go deeper into how we make bad decisions when it comes to risk. But first, let's take a look at the logos. The logos speak by themselves. It is a problem, and we will never, I know it's a sensitive topic, but we will never improve unless that we address this topic and that we address it with determination and with the resilience to fix it for once and for all. What are those two or three elements that affect the clouds or decision making in cybersecurity? Number one is the uncertainty concerning the uncertainty around cybersecurity incidents. We don't know for sure that a security incident is going to happen. So there are probabilities involved. When I say to the board, there is a 50% probability that we will get affected by this specific incident, and implying that there is a 50% probability that it won't happen. So it clouds our decision making. And lastly, the delays in complex systems. Cybersecurity is a complex system. So we tend to underestimate the delays on deploying the capabilities that we need to defend our organization better. And the third one, I'm going to use an example to explain it. These are two companies that are using our tool. Company A and Company B. And I want to emphasize again, when we are playing in a game of incomplete information, we have to make sure that we map the information that we have access to. Company A deployed Lumu, and the technology started identifying crypto mining contacts right away. A lot of crypto mining, a little bit of phishing, and a little bit of malware. Nothing too bad. On Company B, Lumu started identifying a bunch of contacts. It started with a clear network, but then we started identifying contacts with an evil version of ransomware that then, when exacerbated, as you see in the graph. You dare to guess how that evolved? On Company B, the contacts continue for a long period of time. On Company A, on Company B, those contacts with adversarial infrastructure were quickly eliminated. What happened between these two companies? You want to dare what happened next? I tell you. Company A ended up in the news, badly affected. So what happened if these two companies had the access to the information that they require to make the decisions? Is their framework on making decisions. And I will go deeper into that in the next slide. But before that, I like to emphasize that if you have systematic contact with adversarial infrastructure in your network, nothing good is going to happen from that. Adversaries maximize the monetization that they can get from your infrastructure. They maximize that by mining Bitcoins or crypto in your infrastructure, by using your infrastructure to spread additional phishing or malware, while they silently exfiltrate data from your organization, and while they silently conquer your entire infrastructure. And when there is nothing else to go, they go for the last stage, a ransomware or a data exfiltration, and so on and so forth. So this provides the context that I need to touch the next topic and the next issue in decision making, and it's overconfidence. Overconfidence is the biggest enemy in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is also a topic that is unpredictable. The landscape in which you're making decisions changes all the time. And when enterprises are willing to adopt a risk posture, sometimes they're also willing to underestimate that posture. And that's exactly what happened in these two examples. Company A was complacent having their infrastructure speaking with adversarial infrastructure of crypto mining style, while Company B acted decisively to mitigate those compromises, to remove those compromises from the network. And as a result, as Company B was affected for biggest issue, they end up well at the end, and Company B end up in a big problem. So to win in life, you must know yourself. To win in cybersecurity, to get the upper hand all the time, you have to know your state of compromise. That's the difference. That's what makes the difference in cybersecurity. Lumu enables enterprises to do just that. It helps enterprises to act decisively to mitigate the compromises that they have in their network. In order to do so, you need to implement a framework to make decisions in cybersecurity. And that framework is built up of data. And the better the data that you have, the better the decisions that you can make in cybersecurity. And there are three elements that I want to share with you at this moment. You have to make sure that the data upon which you're making decisions is timely and it's up to date. That's the only way that you're going to make quick, instant decisions and have the better possibility to come out good at the end. It has to be based on consistent quality of data. When you're making decision in an ocean of false positives, it is hard that you make a good decision. And that's, for the most part, what we have in the cyber industry today. And that will lead to great visibility. The poor visibility clouds your ability to make good decisions, especially in cybersecurity. So the visibility aspect is important when you are making those decisions. And once you have that, the last step is to act decisively. Then you act decisively to mitigate those compromises and eliminate them from your infrastructure. If you do that consistently, you have the ability to operate cybersecurity proficiently. And that is exactly in what we believe at Lumu. We fundamentally believe that any enterprise, regardless of their size, vertical, or resources, have the ability to operate cybersecurity proficiently, given the right tools. And today, I'm also happy to announce that SoftBank, through its Opportunity Fund and Panoramic Venture, have joined us in this crusade to help enterprises operate cybersecurity proficiently. And a fundamental aspect of that is to measure compromise continuously, hence continuous compromise assessment. I'm also thrilled to announce that Dr. Paul Judge, a three-time cybersecurity founder and a member of the SoftBank Investment Committee for the Opportunity Fund and a managing partner of Panoramic Ventures, is joining our board of directors. And on top of that, Lane Best, a former CEO and visionary of Palo Alto Networks, and Tom Noonan, a former CEO of Internet Security Systems, are also participating in this round of investment. And that gives you not only the access to the capital that you need to continuously scale this company, but also a validation to the level of disruption that we are creating in the way enterprises operate cybersecurity.